Okay, I drew this up last night, and this is a sketch of what I would consider the conscious manifestation process. This is an advanced sketch. This isn't just, the think and grow rich and the positive self-help type stuff. This is the quantum mechanics of the universe and how you can activate your full potential self. In what I call the hologram. So if you look here, there's a lot to look at. So we're just going to dive right into this and start. But at the four corners, you see the money, the love, the physical being, and then, whatever that is, the happiness. Well, all issues in life can be broken down to three things. You've got financial issues, you've got relationship issues, or you've got health issues, or you have an issue with your being. And so to make it simplified, we can look at that, but they all show up inside of this hologram. You can see this box that goes around. This is the hologram. This is your extended world. This is what you're projecting outward. And the truth of the reality that you live in is that your attitude towards life is being expressed to you in your hologram. So your reality is nothing more than an indication of what your attitude towards life is. So if you want to change your attitude, you have to understand what are the factors that are influencing your attitude and where does this come from. So you have different things here, and if you look closely, you can see I drew the chakra system. And what those chakras are is those are actually nodes. They're energy hubs. Okay, you have this acupuncture meridian system that the Chinese and the Eastern cultures have known for centuries, and it's a grid that overlays your body, and they come to centralized focus points called these nodes, and these nodes are the chakra systems, and we actually have extended nodes. We have nodes that go all the way to the center of the earth and beyond, and the highest version of you is actually the Rishi self. Your Rishi self is your God consciousness. That's where we literally are all one. So when people say, oh, we're all one, we're all connected, they're saying that from the level of intellect, but they don't have a true understanding as in how to activate that level of consciousness. And I'll show you how to do that. Then you have the Christos self, the Christos. And remember how all the religions say that Christ is in you. Well, that's your being power. So you have the God, you have this God molecule in you. You are the God being expressed. That's the Christos. That's the part of you that has the power to choose who you're going to show up as in the world. And that is the power to change the attitude that reflects the reality back to you. And then you have your avatar self. That's your oversoul. And you can see that all of these, they come through this external galactic interface. And so, the whole galaxy, the whole cosmos, everything truly is all interconnected. And you pull this all through this galactic interface, and it comes through as like quarks, vibration, consciousness, they call it. We condense it into 3D matter and call it, our physical world. And it's a hologram.
It's Amanda with Alpha Upgrade. This is my favorite ritual. Milkane is a chocolate fat-burning energy-boosting formula that allows you to crush it. Milkane is packed with adaptogens, minerals, and vitamins to help you combat stress, Always on your A game? It has brain-boosting power ingredients like bacopa, L-triosine, and more for the ultimate dopamine rush. Hence the name, Mocaine.
You can see I drew that all out. These, this quanta that comes through, and then it comes through to the nodes through these energy grids. And when they come through the nodes, then it actually is expressed through you. And that is how the human being actually operates and functions. So over here, you have something called the ancient Biveka symbol. You have these two circles and they overlap, and a lot of companies have used this, like the Audi car company. They use it for the Olympics with the rings that are interconnected, if you remember the old 1980s Olympics. And a lot of places use this. It's an unconscious code that is kind of Kabbalic, so that it has its own morphogenic field already built into it. But the thing is it represents something, and what you are is you are bioelectric, and you're also sound. You are salt and light. You're salt and light, and you're bioelectric, and you're sound. And that is the mechanics of real creation. And you have this female aspect of you, which is the allowing aspect. And then you have the male aspect, which is the action part, as described in the yin and the yang. And so if you want to bring this all together, there are some tools and some hacks that you can do to actually increase the power centers that you have. And that is why the DNA Evolve was developed. It has the monatomic elements in there, including, the cognitive elements to help you, in this headspace. But also the monatomics are actually what fuel these little nodes here. These nodes are nodes that are like, hub spots, like coliseums full of people you'd think of as an image, but they're coliseums full of monatomic elements. And what those are is the monatomics are the superconductors. This bioelectric body of yours needs to have these monatomic superconductors. And when you do that, then you actually amplify. You can amplify your thought matrix creation. So that's why it's so important, and that's why a lot of that stuff is suppressed, and why you don't hear a lot about monatomic elements. But if you watch videos like Lawrence Gardner's or Sacred Secrets of the Lost Ark on YouTube, and you actually get an idea of what advanced physics and all the new sciences that are obsoleting all of the old, outdated models that we used to work with, they all understand about the use of monatomics, monatomic gold, silver, iridium, ruthenium, all of these things, and they know. Are you feeling embarrassed and stuck because you can't focus or concentrate? I have a confession to make. I spent years unable to think clearly, like I was in a fog. I was going through the motions, running my companies, and I hated feeling groggy and mentally sluggish. I couldn't get ahead like this. It's no secret, the powers that be want us dumbed down. Chemicals, fluoride, our brains are under siege, and we are experiencing lower IQs. But now there's a weapon to fight back and win. Introducing DNA Evolve, a revolutionary breakthrough in a category of cognitive enhancers called nootropics. I've been using DNA Evolve and couldn't feel better. For me, it works. It feels great to get things done again and get ahead. Try a free sample for yourself at DNAEvolveSample.com. That's DNAEvolveSample.com. Supplies are limited, so go to DNAEvolveSample.com right now. Know exactly what this exotic matter is used for, and they know exactly what the human being is. It's a multi-dimensional aspect of your Rishi self being condensed down to a holographic reality. And like the song goes, roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. However that goes. Well, life is a dream. You are actually living the dream right now. And this isn't real. You don't have a physical body. That was Phineas Parkhurst Quimby's discovery that, he healed over 10,000 people back in the 1800s. He understood that man was basically thought made manifest, and that ideas became manifest through what we consider physical, because the five senses, all of your five senses are actually in your mind. Okay, they're not physical at all. That's why people can lose limbs and they can have phantom pains going on for a limb that's no longer there, but it could still hurt them. You see, everything is just consciousness at the end of the day. And so when we want to do things, we can access higher aspects like our avatar self, our Christos self, or our Rishi self, and we can influence the hologram. And so if we operate from the level of influencing the hologram, then what we can do is we can activate, through all the minds of other people and through the data sphere and the collective matrix, and we can use the energetics that are contained within this Biveka symbol and create what we desire in a more streamlined and efficient way. And I call myself the minister of allowing. I'm trademarking that because my focus has been on the aspect of allowing. That's why I wrote the book, Allow, Mastering the Law of Least Effort to Receive Your Desires. And this would be like the advanced allow material that would come out soon, maybe in book number 2. And it would be, more workshop oriented. But for now, you can just go to MatthewDavidHurtado.com and I will take you through a process and I'll help you clear the blockages that are in your hologram so that you can allow yourself to be able to manifest much more efficiently. And, you're not just working on beliefs in your mind, because that's just still focusing back into your 3D self. You can go beyond that and you can get a more leveraged approach. So I'll show you how to do an actual Triveka manifestation, and it's really powerful. This was stuff that is kept secret throughout the centuries, used by the the Templar Knights, and this is stuff that the secret societies have been using to keep power and control and wealth in their hands. But the secret's been out for a while for a lot of people. And you can use the technology and use this for your advantage. Now, the last thing I put down here is some of the tools and tips that I've been using to, help manifest. Is in the area of love, I use Dr. Palai's sound of Kleem. I also use Shreem Brazi for wealth. And then I use Hareem for self-esteem, and our rule to activate, the God consciousness. You see, these again are sound. All right. So I also take action, and I take inspired action to manifest my goals. So then I'm completing the creation process, because you have to have the allowing plus you do the action. But if you set up the sequence in the right way, then you can really create reality at a much more efficient pace. And we talk about morphogenic fields. Well, these are collective bodies of knowledge. Like Dr. Quimby discovered that when a lot of people decide on a certain thing, it becomes like a software program in the matrix. And then when you activate by identifying with that, you download all the information into your consciousness and it operates through your mind. And so that's why they say man is what he believes he is. If you believe you're small and you identify with being small, then you get to have a small hologram, and everything that shows up in your hologram will have to match the corresponding smallness that you've decided to play. And that's why some people, like Trump or Bill Gates, or people who have decided to become very large in life, very established and successful, they show up in the world as more powerful, and that's what shows up in their reality. But again, this being power is not reserved to just them. This is something that you have too, and you can activate it by using a lot of these, use the Triveka, and I'll show you how to do this process, and you'll be astounded by the results that you'll acquire. I was able to double an established business in less than 30 days by using the exact manifestation that I'll show you at MatthewDavidHurtado.com. And then some of the other things I do with morphogenic fields, the principle of tithing is one of the things I wrote about in my book. And I believe that, giving 10% back to your creator is one of the best things you can do to ensure the continuation of prosperity to come back to you. What you put out comes back. That's one of these laws of the universe, and it's also a morphogenic field. So the other thing is natural medicine. That's a collective body of knowledge. And when I wanted to resolve my Lyme disease that had me bedridden for almost 2 years, I had to disregard the morphogenic field of Western medicine because they didn't have any solutions for me. They didn't offer me any solutions. There was no body of knowledge, a collective hub of people that had transformed to becoming well again, so I had nothing to identify with. So if I wanted to reinvent myself and show up in the world as a powerful, physically fit person, I had to find hubs of places like advanced cell training, and I had to find German new medicine and things that I talk about in my 6 keys to perfect health, the blueprint to perfect health at Complete Essentials. I invested over 10,000 hours researching natural medicine, natural healing, how to heal myself, and I condensed it into 6 real simple shortcuts, these hacks that you can use to do exactly what I did and get the same understanding that I did. Now, I'm not a doctor, so here's a disclaimer here. I'm not giving you, financial or medical advice. I'm not your doctor, and I'm not here to heal, prevent, treat, cure, or diagnose a disease. And this information is for entertainment purposes only. But this is what goes on in the mind of, Matthew David Hurtado, the minister of allowing, #1 best-selling author of Allow. This is what operates in my reality when you're looking at a guy that was bedridden and bankrupt with Lyme disease, and then 3 years later had a 7-figure income, living in an 8,000 square foot palace, driving exotic cars and living the dream, in just 3 short years, and then focusing a lot more as I evolved my desires. I segmented a little bit towards the family more and into my health quite a bit more. And so now I can train like a pro athlete, and my focus is primarily on, investing in my children now to leave a legacy, and also investing into the world in terms of putting quality like this out so I can help expand awareness in the world. So anyway, if you want to go to MatthewDavidHurtado.com, you can take the free webinar, and it has a clearing right on there, and it also has a manifestation process that I learned from one of my mentors. And he's a very good mentor, and this is just another step in the right direction if you're looking for, how to master the allowing process. Thanks, God bless, and take care. Hey, it's Matthew, and before you go, check this place out. This is the House on the Rock Resort in Spring Green, Wisconsin. It is amazing. It's transformational, and the reason why I'm showing you this is because I'm having a live workshop here for just a select few dozen people, and I'm going to be teaching a breakthrough technique called the self-entrainment technique. Here's what it allows you to do and gives you the power to command what you desire in your universe. See, it's not about thinking, because thoughts are a symptom of vibration. You can't climb the emotional vibrational scale like some self-help experts and law of attraction leaders tell you. That's nonsense. When I was bedridden and bankrupt, that stuff didn't work at all. Here's what works. You shift your physiology, you transform the neural pathways, and you change your state of being, and then new thoughts and new ideas come to you as a symptom of your new vibrational set point. And one shortcut secret, one scientific technique has the power and the ability to teach you that. So check out the webinar link below and watch the webinar and find out how you can participate and get to this seminar no matter what it takes. If you want a transformation, this is it. This is the answer. I'll see you at the webinar.